Good afternoon. It's Rebecca Happy here with Ottawa Buzz, Hometown Buzz with you today to give you some insight into what's going to be happening starting next week or this Saturday. It's this Saturday, October 1st. Anyway, great horrors are hitting Brockville in full force this year, probably more than last year, at HeiNoon Horrors. And so we have three of the owners, I think, joining us. But for the moment, we have two sisters, Sandy and Laura, and they're all working to get it set up for you. So welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So you were saying that it takes you like 4 weeks to actually get all set up the way you want it to receive people who are seeking horrors.
Yeah, we usually start the first week of September, and then we start putzing on rooms and pulling things out, and it usually, and like I say, we're kind of at a deadline here because we are opening on Saturday.
And like, do you keep adding things every year?
Oh yes, we have actually. This year we probably added another probably 5 to 7 new animatronics props, and we're also doing a different. The maze is going to be a little bit different too because we do a maze to come in to the areas, and then we do a maze to leave. We're actually doing it a little bit different than we did last year, so it's kind of the same concept, but it's going to be different than if anybody's seen it last year.
Did you guys do something like with paintball and zombies last year?
They actually Stingers did, yeah.
But not with you
They
guys.
actually kind of did the paintball while we were having our little Halloween thing going on as well. They had the opportunity to do that as well.
Okay, so give us a little bit about your backstory for like how this came to be.
Okay.
Part of your life.
We started about 9 years ago doing a house party, and we just had a lot of feedback, a lot of positive. Felt that we both families really enjoyed the Halloween concept, and so we ended up taking it more in a broader spectrum and started doing a little walk and tour in our yard, and that just tended to grow. We found that we had some weather issues a few of the years, so we decided to move it inside. So we moved it inside to a garage on
Highway 29.
Yeah, Highway 29. And then last year we were given the opportunity to come in and use Stinger's facility in their laser tag. And they were graciously enough letting us close down half of their laser tag so that we could set up. And then so we did that. And
this year we're back here again.
Yeah. So we decided that it worked really well last year, and I think it was very positive. We had a lot of positive feedback, and again, it's just grown from there. So yeah, so next year we don't know where we're going to be. We could be anywhere. So if anybody has a space.
So when kids come in, do you find that like at what age does it stop being so scary, or is it always scary?
Oh, it's always scary because we have tons of fantastic actors that come in and volunteer, and that's all it is. It's volunteer. We don't pay anybody. We just ask that they come in and they, stay the full night. We don't, just so that if they're in a spot, we want them to stay in the spot for the whole night. But
it gives the high school students a chance to get their hours also, if they would like to volunteer as well.
Yeah, they must be excited to be able to do that. Like when my kids were younger, they like to like volunteer at the music festivals and things like that.
Well, and that's just it, right? How could you not want your hours,
by doing something fun?
Yeah, exactly. So we just do that. We have them come in, and when we kind of have some like walkie-talkies kind of thing, and says if there's there's some kids that feel that they're never going to get scared or whatever, so we kind of amp it up a little bit. If there's kids that are reverse where they're terrified even just to come into the maze, and we try to tone it down a little bit. So we try to feed off of the people that are coming through the line. So
that's good to know. And so, like the kids under 7, like how do they respond to this?
The 6, we say 6 is, we'll tone it down enough for the 6. But again, they have to remember that if they're with a family that they want to get scared, then probably more than likely the 6-year-old's going to get scared too. So they have to kind of be prepared for that. But we try to do our best. But
and so you've made this into like a really big fundraiser for some local charities since you've I guess started
the food banks and the SPCA were 2 of our main ones that we did for many years. We just felt, if anything, they were going to be the ones that we needed to support, and so we've donated a lot, or we feel that we've donated a lot, and we're really happy about that. Last year we had a fee, as well as this year, only because with the facility that we're at, there is a rental kind of fee. So that's the reason why we're charging. The last like 6-7 years when we did it at our home in our area, it was all by donation. It was all by, food bank. It was all by, cash donations. We never asked. The last couple of years we've had to, only because, like I say, the facility has changed up. So we kind of have to.
So when people come and they buy their ticket, but you're asking them still to bring in food for the food bank.
Yes,
we would love that. We're not saying that you have to or whatever, but there will always be a box or something there to help support for sure. So, anything that we can do.
The increased demands on the food bank across the country have exploded.
Yeah. So no, we're all about helping our community, because that's how it started. It started because we just love to do this and we enjoy it. But like if people are going to come in and want to be entertained and that, why not give back to the community as well?
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna can you want to give us like a little sneak peek, or how much of it are you allowed to do?
Well, I think Clay's walking around a little bit. We'll give you a little bit. We're still in the final stages. We haven't got a lot of our last minute stuff, which usually takes the tedious stuff, like cobwebs and stuff. But yeah, he definitely can probably give you a few rooms of sneak peeks. So I think he's around somewhere.
I'm just gonna bring him over here, and we'll get a better look there.
So he's just in our psych ward right now, and we have a gentleman that just couldn't handle being there any longer. So he just decided to end it. So the nurse is standing right there. She just didn't want to help him, but so be it. So then he's just kind of, and when you're in there for too long, you just tend to climb the walls. So.
And are all these like, I don't know the term that you use, but they're all movable? Like there's things that
the animatronics. Yes, they are. We don't have them pretty well going at the moment. Like I say, we're just kind of in the line of getting them kind of set up to make sure that they're plugged in and they're in a safe spot. We don't want anybody tripping over wires.
And the volunteers that come in there, do they like dress accordingly, or you give them costumes too?
We get any of our volunteers, if they're in a certain area, like say Clay's right in the pumpkin area right now. So we do have costumes that would make sure that they're in the pumpkin area. They would be suited for that. We'd have costumes for them. So
awesome.
So then he just and same with any of the other, like the hospital and stuff, we do have outfits for everybody as well.
And where do you store all this stuff off season?
We have a barn at our house, and last year we were lucky enough that Andrew at Stingers gave us some rooms to use. So
wonderful.
So he said that we could store it here. So we've actually stored it in Stingers this year. So
yeah, Andrew's a big community builder, right?
Yeah, he's been really helpful for us for sure. So been nice.
So, how many more hours ahead of you this week do you have on sort of in your calendar to get this to the place that you want it to
Well,
be?
we're in cleanup mode, and we're in, if Sandy and I had 3 more weeks, we would have 3 more weeks of work to do, because we would continue to detail it and detail it and detail it. So right now we kind of get it to a point, we clean it, we get it prepped, we get everything working. The lights and all that kind of stuff have to be on as well. And then we see where we're at. So, it's it'll go right down to the wire. Like, we do have a volunteer orientation. We're asking anybody that wants to volunteer to come on Wednesday night at Stingers at 6:30.
Look at
Like,
me,
And
just as all the
got
others
somebody
have.
going.
Now that I have you, your soul will be mine.
So, yes,
what time did you say it was?
he's
At
got her
7?
going. He's got an animatronic going here. Yeah, you have to be careful if you go into the dungeon, because you might end up losing your soul. So,
Yeah, scary stuff.
but yeah, no. So he, and again, yeah, there's a lot more detail that we haven't, we haven't finished. So, yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but we enjoy it. So,
So, how many people are you expecting every weekend?
oh my goodness, it will depend on just, if there's lots of parties or anything going on. We find the first night is usually the lower part of the nights. Like, it seems like the first October 1st, maybe people aren't as primed to come out to do a Halloween event. So we usually end up with like maybe 500 or so.
That's still a
But
lot.
then, yeah, and then as we get going, we're hoping to have
More people.
more. Like, we're hoping, in the thousands. It would be awesome. So,
Do people come in costume themselves, or they just come to just experience?
we don't have very many come in costume. Really, they don't need to, only because if they end up running or something, and we don't want them tripping on their robes or whatever if they're wearing. No, it's a walkthrough. It's a maze. It's it's just, yeah, come as you are, come comfortable, and just enjoy.
And do
So,
you have people coming in from other cities, like from like Kingston?
oh
or
yeah, we definitely have Kingston, Ottawa, Gatineau, and I
We've
think
had
we had
people from the States before.
Yeah.
Before COVID hit, we were having people from Augsburg and
Yes.
stuff come over.
Yeah, that's pretty close,
So-
eh?
Yeah, so we've had we do have a lot of people that have actually gone, and they've traveled a ways, because
We've
they've
had
given us
people
call.
from
Yeah.
Montreal and stuff that have
Really?
called and came down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so so
Well-
plays.
Thanks so much for giving us that sneak peek, and really good luck.
Yeah, like I say, we're so not 100%. Like, there's still
So much
there's
more.
still so much more for people to see. Like, we have a couple other areas that are going to scare the pants off of people, but we just don't want to give it away. So
Yeah. Oh my God, how exciting! This must be the highlight of your year.
it is. July, we start planning. We're like, okay, what should we do? And we're all about the change, and trying to not be the same every year, because people are like, they
Been there, done
think they're in a spot, and they're like, oh, I remember the witch used to be here, and it's like, she's not there this year, right? So
So you said earlier you got a dead body behind you here.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You want to?
Yeah.
Are we allowed
Let
to do
me,
that? Let me get rid of this.
there. Where's her? Right there.
Oh.
So yeah, no, she,
You
I don't
can't
know.
see.
Can you see her? Let me just put it down here. So she's a pregnant woman that just has, oh yeah, now it
That's
won't work.
not it.
Oh, just 1 second. Oh, right here, I think, isn't it? There it is.
Yep. I hit it before.
So she's going to give birth.
You a monster?
Yeah, there's a monster in there. So yeah, and now her body, she's gone back to normal. But she has to be careful because she'll probably end up giving birth many, many times on Saturday.
Well, good luck, and thanks again. And if you guys know anybody who wants to volunteer in a fun place, any of the high school students that need those 40 hours, or how many hours they need,
Yeah, I think it's
get them all done up in
It's
in the month of
40 some
October.
hours.
44.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they could pretty well get that all covered, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Get it out of the way and have fun at the same time, scaring the pants off everybody.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
definitely.
So, goodbye, everybody. Anybody who's watching this, please share. Make sure that you take the opportunity and go to the House of Horrors, HeiNoon Horrors on Saturday, starting this Saturday.